This video brought to you in part by these fantastic sponsors.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to the channel. I'm the Shotgun Shogun, and a couple people in the Discord have asked me to kind of weigh in on this, and I've been following the KR Epic 7 drama for a while now. Really didn't know who Tenha was prior to all of the drama and the things going on. Really, I heard like a lot of the KR people had been having some problems and were on the verge of quitting, but I mean, you pretty much hear that about every single gacha game. So I looked into it not too long ago, and a lot of the things that I had seen come up like kind of confused me about the whole communication, the free-to-play friendliness. Like, I get it, like Moonlight 5 stars, Nat 5 stars, super hard to get it, completely get it. Trust me, I spend tons of money on Mystic Summons and I don't get what I want. They're a complete joke, but at the same time, like, I know what I'm getting into kind of deal. So it really kind of surprises me that the company literally had to do a conference to kind of appease some of these people after the complete meltdown. And for those of you who follow the channel, follow me, you know that I am very, very critical of companies' PR. I'm very critical of how Fate Grand Order really doesn't talk to us at all. And one of the big things with Epic 7 is that I've been very impressed with their dev notes, the amount of stuff that they put in patch notes, the reasonings behind their balance changes, stuff like that. I've praised them on a lot of that, as well as community outreach, stuff along those lines. And to see people just be like, oh, there needs to be more transparency, there needs to be more communication, kind of really surprised me. And I don't know what really that a lot of these people are actually looking for, because, like, I guess from a personal standpoint, well, one, you're never going to be able to balance this game completely. There's always going to be a meta. There's always going to be something that people move to that is the best thing. I mean, look at any game that has PvP. They're always, even if everything is perfectly balanced, there's always one thing that rises to the top. And of course, every power gamer is going to run that. So not only that, but in any game where, like any gacha game with PvP, obviously whales are going to be at the top. If you're a free to play, you kind of have to understand that you're not going to be Legend 1 in a game that's not, free to play friendly with reactionary combat. I mean, if PvP was all skill based and everybody was on the same playing field, yeah, okay, then cool. Free to plays, can absolutely compete with whales of any sort. But unfortunately, this isn't that game, and neither are a lot of games. So realistically, the cries for, oh well, everything needs to be balanced, moonlights and non-moonlights, is really silly. And to be fair, like, Dizzy's not a moonlight. Sure, she was a limited character. Totally get that. Look at Corvus. They fixed Corvus, and Corvus is an absolute defensive monster now. Offensive monster, too. Ravi went from being underutilized to being an absolute boss that I've seen 1v3 teams. So a lot of these characters are Moonlight and are easy-ish to get. Don't get me wrong, like, saying 5 stars are easy to get is, not realistic. But the thing is like, in terms of free-to-play stuff and how much this game lets you roll as a free-to-play, like, I feel like if you're not throwing money in, like, I don't know, it just, yeah. And in terms of, like I said, PR and stuff like that, I've been personally happy coming from, like, Fate Grand Order and some of the other gacha games that I've played where, like, literally we just don't get any sort of PR in the slightest. But with all of that just talking aside, I wanted to go over some of the Q&A from the conference. Now, this is translated over on Reddit, so thank you Tenha, for posting this up. I mean, I do disagree with you on pretty much everything, but I do thank you for, posting this so that, for those of us who don't understand Korean, we can at least understand what is going on. Now, I am going to probably grill a lot of these answers because I felt like a lot of the questions and a lot of the responses, I mean, both sides, this was kind of a really crappy Q&A. So like the first question is, I want to ask about macros. Many people are using macros. Other games stop macros. They actually don't. Most gacha games that I've played have a problem with macros because it's almost impossible, especially if your game uses an emulator, to ever fully remove macros from the game. But anyways, E7 has never banned people from using macros because you make auto. Why do you not ban people from using macros? Is it because people spend a lot? So like I said, it's gonna be damn near impossible to ever fully stop macros. If there's screen mirroring, if you can use an emulator, people are going to use macros, and that's just the way that mobile games are. So it's going to be really, really hard. Not only that, but there's advanced macros where it'll literally go through your screen and look at stuff. There's literally, people will find a way to automate things regardless. I don't personally use them or like them. Really bugs me that people don't bother to play a game that they pay a bunch of money for, but personal opinions. So that aside, they answered with, we have logs about macros as well. We change UIs to prevent macros. We cannot say it's 100% macros from the logs. We'll try our best to stop macros. They say, so you're saying you can't stop them. It is so easy to get the macros. No one from the community says they got banned. They answer with, we'll try our best to ban them, mostly because, like I said, it's going to be impossible to ban them, like, fully. Somebody will find a workaround some way. So there was some talk about the Moonlight pity system. I didn't see really where that came from. And it says, did you test the Moonlight chance 40 times? Yeah, so I don't really have too much context around that. I've been seeing a ton of people today on both sides of the fence for the 40 Moonlight pity summons. Personally, I think any pity summon is good. Like, sure, the free-to-plays are like, well, I'll never be able to, it'll take me forever to get to 40. And then other people are like, oh, do you know how much money it would cost to get 40 Moonlights? It's going to be exponential to get to that pity. The thing is like, if it is not like oh, hey, this is pity right now and on just this banner, just this Moonlight, then it doesn't really matter. Like, you have time to build that up. I mean, 40 Moonlights, yeah, it's going to take you a long time, but is any pity's better than no pity? I mean, take USOs and Fate Grand Order. That's not a pity system. 10, you have to pull 5 SSRs, and then you have to pull 10 more of that same one, or, after you've NP5 them, to get one character. I mean, sure, you get to pick that character, but, like, that's not really a pity system. I mean, I'm sure somebody did the math on how long it would take you as a free-to-play to get, 40 ML summons. I would wager that it's probably a different number if you're exclusively using your Skystones just for summons, stuff like that. But, like, 40 just doesn't, I mean, it seems semi-reasonable. 121 for limited servants, and then Moonlight is even more rare. So, like, I don't know. A lot of people are like, hey, you know what? If you just flood the servers with MLs, like, you're just, and the thing too is pay-to-plays are going to have an even bigger advantage. And the people who say that imprints don't matter, that's a complete and total lie. Like, 10.5% increased attack for everybody is huge, and I don't know why they would think that, having imprints on everybody wouldn't just imbalance everything. Because if everybody's even, everybody has the same Moonlights, then it's just going to come down to imprints and gear, and pay-to-plays are just going to have more of that. So like that's, I mean, I would absolutely love any pretty much any sort of Moonlight pity system. Definitely would take that. But on to the next thing. No, we haven't. A fundamental reason why I said 40 times ML pity summon is to let you know what we think and we hear what you want. In the future, we would like to give you our exact plans and get feedback. Now, I think that one of the things that they really shouldn't do is get feedback from the community, because I feel like the people who are going to actually take the time to answer that aren't going to be happy with 40 ML summons. They're not going to be happy with pretty much anything other than free MLs. And like that is one of the big problems with asking like the greater community. I feel like a lot of times companies need to just go, boom, this is what we did, but explain why they did it so that people can't just come back and be like, well, I don't like what you did, more communication, but understanding, hey, this is what we did, here's why we did it. If you do have gripes, we'll take that into consideration, but I think that having the community be the arbiters of what feedback is probably not the best idea. Because yeah, like I said, probably never going to be happy no matter how they handle Moonlights. I think Moonlights in general were a pretty bad idea in this game, and regardless, I feel like maybe putting them in the normal gacha and just having them be like an exponentially more rare unit would have been good. I don't know. It's tough because it's how do you balance it? It's not something that's very easy to balance out from a gacha standpoint in any way, shape, or form. But we'll pass that. So, question: we have to play Hunt, and we buy Leafs to get better equipment. Do you think the cost we pay to get better gear is reasonable? They come back with we're working on it now. So I don't like RNG on the gear either. I think if you have a right side piece, there should never be a reason to have flat stats on that, because no one's going to use that. Like literally, no one uses flat stats on right side, and if you do, like you're literally just doing it to be edgy because it actually doesn't benefit you. If it was some sort of way where like if stats from gear was multiplicative instead of just additive to the end, I feel like that would be much better, because there would be a certain threshold where flat stats would actually help you out more than percentage stats. And I actually thought that was how it worked at first, and I was like, oh well, yeah, that makes sense to me, because if I had 1,000 flat hit points, it would go on before everything else. But apparently that was not how that works. So I do agree that the cost that we spend for hunts and getting better gear is pretty bad. The amount of time put in and the amount of characters that you have to gear and stuff like that is pretty garbage. I spent so much money, so many Dragon Talons on going and like making speed necklaces, and where I'm at in the game, I need the best speed necklace. And I understand, I got a bunch of decent ones, but I didn't get any that were amazing. And it was rough because I had 15,000. I dropped like, I don't know, like 440 million gold. Spent like a month and a half of like lots of farming to get that, in order to not get any. Like I got 2 necklaces that were good, and they weren't even good for the character that I wanted them for, which was auxiliary lots. So it's like, yeah, I got two necklaces out of all of that. Like that is completely unreasonable. And it's just, yeah, to get like a good ring or a good necklace and then you just see flat stats is just really demoralizing. So I completely get that, and I do wish that, in the future they will fix that in some way, shape, or form. So the question: Moonlight 3 stars, we don't use it. What do you think about improving them, specialty change for them in the future? Now, I don't know what Moonlight 3 stars they're talking about, because Axe God, Lorena, Celeste, there's a couple others that are amazing. Harado, there's actually, yeah, Harado, there's a lot of 3 and 4 star MLs that are busted. C-Arm and C-Dom. Yeah, Cartusia. There's so many good 3 and 4-star MLs that I feel like a lot of people lose sight of, oh, this is in a 5-star. This is literal trash. The other thing too is like, yeah, Commander Lorena is probably one of the better single target DPSers in the game. 3-star, that you literally get for free. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I think Gunther would need a specialty change? Yeah, that would be fantastic. Do I think that Wanda could use a specialty change? Sure. Mersha, I don't know. There's all kinds of them that they could get a specialty change, but I feel like a lot of people want it right now. And they've been really good at giving us specialty changes, giving us new characters, rebalancing stuff. You can't just immediately go, every character is good. Because then one character, like I said before, one character is going to be gooder than the other characters. So that just seems really, really gross. But their answer is, I wish we could work on all these at once. We're thinking about a pity system for Gears as well. What's the exact date? Oh, that's probably the answer, or the question. Their answer is probably in September. Question, Raid Automation Tower, you know about immunity. Are you thinking about removing those immunities from the bosses? Their answers, those things prevent us from investing in many heroes. Are you going to keep those systems? When we talk about character usage, ML Araminta, we use her a lot in Arena, but we don't use her in other content. Those immunities differentiate the usage of heroes. Now, the problem is, again, if they get rid of things like CR push immunity, gimmick mechanics like can't debuff, can't buff, strips debuff, stuff like that, you'll just literally have everybody using the exact same setup, because it'll literally just be what's the best unit for this. Oh, Dizzy. Everybody will just use Dizzy. When Dizzy came out, Dizzy literally trivialized Abyss. If you want diversity in teams, there needs to be something that forces you out of using certain heroes. And I think that actually adds more diversity, because otherwise, like I said, you are not going to use X, Y, or Z servant. Like, I never invested in Destina because I had Tam and I had Angelica. But guess what? Floor 100 literally pooped on me to the point where I went and invested in Destina, and now I have a counterattack Destina that I never had before. And you know, the other thing too is maybe you go invest in Akates, maybe you invest in Ruzid, maybe you invest in Jekt because you want Jekt for a certain thing. And actually having these gimmicks, these mechanics, helps you out in terms of who do I need to level up? Who do I need to invest in? Because like I said, if you don't have those, everyone's just going to use the same characters. You know, ML Ara is super good for Arena, but is she the best for other things? No, not really, although I have used her in the past as a farmer when I was leveling her up and things like that. So she definitely does have her uses. So, you know, for things like that, you just got to kind of think out of the box. There's PvE and then there's PvP. I know that MOLAs are kind of a pain in the butt. The thing is, though, is that, you know, you really do need to kind of pick and choose who you invest in. And yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, take other games. You don't have infinite amounts of resources in order to level up skills. I play Fate Grand Order, so, you know, I'm going to use that as a reference. Like, you literally have to farm all of the stuff that you need for that. QP, you have to farm, materials in order to get that stuff up. So it's like you are literally gatekept by how much you want to farm. So yeah, it's pretty tough. And not only that, but even at the top end, you have, you know, crystallized lures, so you can't actually 10 everybody at the moment. So there's that, and that is a big thing, because yeah, if you just literally could go, oh, all of your skills are maxed without molas, well, everybody would do that. Now you're just up against plus 15 of everything, and there's not really a sense of accomplishment, I guess. Like for me, I know that like if I come in and I'm like, oh, check out my plus 15 assassin fat cat, you know, that's cool, and that makes me feel really good because I'm like, boom, I put in some work on this boy, and I feel like you know, I should literally be more advanced because I put in that work, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, we meant to have those bosses to be challenging. We're thinking about new contents where they would not have those immunities, but they would probably have some other gimmick, you know, like put on anti-debuff because you're going to use Rused, and you're going to completely forget that you were doing that because you're doing two things at once, and you're just going to use a skill that you can't do. But regardless, so these things prevent us investing, blah, blah, blah. When we talk about character usage, yeah, we want to run over that. Leafs, why does it only recover 80 energy? Why not full recover? Now, I can actually agree with this one. I can get behind this one because that just really doesn't make sense to me. Other mobile games have different policies. We made it from 75 to 80. It's good for beginners, and it's not good for players with high levels. We'll think about changing it because, I mean, realistically, the people who are going to be using this for refills for farming and stuff like that literally are the high level players. So realistically, if you're not thinking high level players, like, I don't know, like, what you're really thinking there. Because, like, as a new player, I'm not using refills. I'm not using my precious Skystones or Leafs for refills right now. Especially if I'm, like, one of those players where I'm like, no, I can't use my Leafs because, well, you know, what if there's an event that I have to do and stuff like that. So, definitely refills are more geared towards endgame players, so definitely got to think about those. Okay, so this person, I'm here as a reporter, I really don't care. If you tell us what's wrong with our news, we're open to talk about ML Pity Summon. If you saw the community atmosphere, it's a disaster. Just Korean. Do you really think about going for 40 ML pulls Pity Summon? I played Hunt during Christmas. I love the game so much. You said we pull characters and we use them in all contents, but I don't see any chance for me to get a Moonlight character that I want. Are you aware that it's 0.014% chance to pull a hero that you want? After the Lilbet banner, there is absolutely no chance for future users to pull Lilbet later on. Do you have any plans to make the summon system better in the future? That's absolutely incorrect, because when I was pulling for Tamarin, I pulled 2 off rate up servants. Not only that, but I mean, people pull 5 stars out of the normal gacha anyways. And not only that, but like what you want and what you get are 2 completely different things. Just because you want a character doesn't mean that you're going to get it. I mean, I literally spent 900 bookmarks to get Lilbet and her artifact. So, you know, literally being like, oh, I want this character. Well, if you really want that character, then I mean, I guess you got to go hard in that banner. That's just the way it goes. If you want it, you got to go for it. So I don't know, sucks to suck, man. Answer: I want to thank you for bringing the question up. The reason why I told you about 40 ML Pity Summon is to give you what we think, and we hear what you think. We'll discuss about this later on. That's, you know, just kind of dodge this question talk. So let's see. What I felt from playing this game is you want to earn money. Duh. It's a company. Like, what kind of stupid question is this? Like, seriously. People here are all weebs. We never felt angry about playing games from side games. Guarantee you there's somebody out there who is super salty about that. The devs there never showed any gesture about earning money. They do. I guarantee it. And they want money, and they like money, or else they wouldn't be doing this. They made animation in the game, but you know. When I asked you guys about any plans to make any merch about E7, you said we'll talk about it internally. Okay, so the game's been out for a year, a little over a year. merch is a little early. Plus they got like the Archie plush and like some of that stuff. You can't just really come out the gate and be like, hey, here's figures, here's this. They had the Luna figure that they gave away, probably a prototype. Literally, this stuff takes time. Okay, so they made an anime for Grand Blue. Epic 7 probably will at some point too. Like, bruh, chill. Their answers, we were going to make an animation for Netflix in 2 months, but it didn't turn out well. We really wanted to spend money that we earned from E7 to invest in the game. Like, everybody just wants everything right now, and that's it. I mean, how many games that came out that don't have animes to it? Like, just because you want an anime doesn't mean that a game company is going to be like, hey, bro, let's just go make an anime. It's not really that simple. Same with merchandising. But yeah, obviously as a game gets more popular, they'll make more merch. I mean, Azure Lane had like a couple of years before they like released global and came out with merch. Yeah. Okay, so we can't really promise anything about this because there are many other companies that are involved into this, but we'll try our best in the future. Yeah, there's a ton of companies. You got to work on everybody else's stuff. ML Nat 5 Pity Summon needs to be changed. I want to talk about spending money in this game. I believe those people who came to the conference have spent a lot of money in the game. The way you're calling us are either heirs or users. Are you thinking about any plans to give out refunds? No. Why would you get a refund? You knew what you were spending on. Like, this is the dumbest thing I think that I've seen come out of this. Like, really? You think that they're just going to be like, oh, you spent $30,000 on our game? Here's your refund. No, dude, that's never, ever going to happen. Ever. Their answer, we hear a lot of voices saying we need to give out refunds. We cannot tell you anything about it because it consists of a lot of companies. We're going to improve the game, but we're not here to tell you that we're going to close down the game. So we're not giving out refunds. Good answer. Good answer on that one. That's really stupid. And even if they close down the game, like, they're not really entitled to give anybody refunds at all. You spent that money, you got what you got out of it, and that's pretty much it. Like, when I heard that people were clamoring for like full and total refunds, I was just like, there's no way that is real life. Like, there's nobody out there who thinks that a company is going to give them just a complete and total refund of all the money that they spent. Even a partial refund, I think, is pretty unrealistic. So yeah, but at least they quelled that. They're not giving out refunds. They're not closing the game down. Realistically, like, they're doing just banging in global. So yeah. Sucks. About the Malagora refund, I believe not many of us are using Nat 3-star heroes, so I think it's not that great. I think it's better for you to remove Malagoras or make it resettable. I disagree. I think that people are using Nat 3 stars. Falconeer Quarry's still around. There's a lot of people that aren't whales, that don't have whale accounts, that are using 3 stars. Just because you are at the end of the game and you have Nat 5-star everything and you're bored and you can't get legend because you don't have, ML ball or whatever, doesn't mean that everybody does. So, the thing is like, yeah, I know it takes a long time to plus skill a character, and it's tough because you're like, man, I'm going to spend these, and then as soon as you spend those, like, another character comes out that you want to spend on, and it's tough, but you have to think strategically about it. Don't get me wrong, I would like a reset ability every so often, like maybe every 3 months or so, just be able to, like, reset your molas and, get back some of the stuff that you invested in. But, yeah, I don't think, like, getting rid of them altogether or anything like that is ever going to happen. But they come back and they say, you said there's going to be a guild raid system. When are you going to come up with the contents? As we had opinions about it internally, Moragora removal. I said no to them. I'll tell you why. When you raise your heroes, you put your emotions into it. By making it recallable, you make the hero not usable anymore. But if you say those things are important, I'll think about putting in a recall system as well. I don't think that you should. Because that's just the way it is. I mean, most other games don't let you just, like, change stuff willy-nilly. Fate Grand Order doesn't let you go, oh, I want all the QP and all of the stuff that I put into this character back. You just don't. Set it, forget it. Now, there are some games that'll let you do that, but the thing is if they did that, they'd probably want to make it like either ridiculously expensive, and then people would just complain about that. They'd be like, I don't want to pay $1 million gold to reset this character. Yeah. So it's gonna be a no-win situation on that one. Sucks. Let's see. 1017 World Boss Guild Raid system. You use 3 or 4 heroes in your team, but by making World Boss systems, we were planning it so that you could use more than 4 heroes, and it's taking longer than we expected. Yeah, it's been in there, and they talked about it a little bit, but like, bruh, give them a hot minute, Plus, you can just get Molagoras from raids, dudes. Like, easy clap. If you're not spending your queen points on Molas, I don't know what you're doing. All right, so Guild World Boss, awesome, excited about that. I saw KHS from Soccer Spirits. We all got slapped a 79. I don't know what KHS from Soccer Spirits is or whatever. We got slapped 79 times, and this is our 80th time. ML summons supposed to be just 4 and 5 stars. Mystic summons should not exist. I got everything from Covenant summons. For me to get ML 5-star, I need to keep on paying. Right now, complete gacha is illegal outside of Korea, but E7 is doing something worse. Mystic summons need to go away. It's a system that should not exist. It's not something you can make better. You have to stop giving us blank promises. The way you speak to us makes me feel like you're treating us like 15% revenue. Stop talking to us like that. So, Korea, guess what? Global has Mystic Summons too. You are not the only person who has Mystic Summons. Do I think that Mystic Summons are a scam and they're terrible? Yes, absolutely. Do you have to roll Mystic Summons? You don't. Like, no one is literally forcing you to. Absolutely nobody is forcing you to roll Mystic Summons. The other thing too is Mystic Marks come from Guild Wars. Mystic Marks come from hunts. These things are farmable. You don't have to pay. You just get lucky. That's literally what it is. And even if you pay, that doesn't mean that you're going to get it. I buy Mystic packs all the time, even though I shouldn't, because Snow makes me do it. And I have literally never gotten a nat 5-star ML from Mystic Summons. Do I think that they need to go away? Some people do. Some people don't. I don't. So it's not really that big of a deal. Nobody is forcing you to do it. Just how it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you think that Mystic Summons are worse than other gachas, all right, at least you can farm those in game. Like, literally, I feel like a lot of the people that play this game have never played another gacha game, like, in their life, because, like, the amount of stuff and the fact that you can literally farm premium currency in game is just so much better than other games. Like, you can't farm premium currency in Azure Lane. You can't really farm premium currency in Fate Grand Order. You can't farm premium currency in AFK Arena to a point. You can't farm premium currency in a lot of gacha games. Sidorica I've been playing. Grand Summoners, you really can't farm premium currency, although they give you a ton of premium currency. But that's the thing, is in this game, you can. You want bookmarks and, Skystones, go do Labyrinths. Go literally do World Labyrinths for 10 AP. You can just literally run through it and just get all of the chests and farm stuff. You're good. You get that stuff from chests, you get that stuff from hunts, although I really wish that they would take that out of hunts and put it literally anywhere else. But you can literally farm this stuff, and you guys are out here acting like it is literally the end of the world, that these dudes are, actually being pretty okay-ish with a lot of this stuff. Okay. So, the way you speak to us makes us feel like you're treating us like 15% of the revenue. They're talking to you. They talk a lot, all the time. And that's like one of the biggest things that I don't get, is like they are literally communicating with people on a regular basis, and everybody's still super upset about communication, how they're talked to. It's like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Also, I literally just lost this. Yikes. But, I think you're asking if our fundamental system of gacha is wrong. I think I'm telling you the same thing. I know that it is hopeless, difficult, and all. I don't think I can give you the answer right now. If I say I would think about it, you would call it BS. We'll discuss about it internally, and if we cannot find a good solution, we'll bring a revolutionary change to this summon system by the end of July. Now, I don't know about that. By the end of July, like, you guys have literally two weeks. You guys got 2 weeks. Also, look, that defensive team had no ML 5-stars. I had a busted Oxlots. I had a Judge Kisei. Guess what? I just got my poop pushed in. So that doesn't mean that just because you have those characters that you are you're instantly guaranteed winning. You're not just in Legend. Like, I have a good offensive team. I don't have a very good defensive team. So yeah, but okay, so yeah, all right. Bring back the Korean community. Better skill cutscenes, better background music. So, like, I don't know what they mean by bring it back. Like, the community is the community, man. Like, you guys got to bring yourself back. They really can't do too much outside of that. So I don't know what you want. Better skill cutscenes. I mean, most of the cutscenes that they've been coming out with are phenomenal. You know, let's talk about Wilbet. Her skill, her S3 is awesome, and that put me on an FBI list. But like, a lot of them are super good. That one is super good. Like, what are they talking about? This degradation in, like, you know, in quality. I guess I just don't understand what they are. You know, what they're really going on with. Better background music, like, I get that, but like, not everybody even plays with like sounds. So, you know, like, what are you worried about there, homie? So, yeah, but I know the bad side effect of using Stove Community, but Never Cafe doesn't give us the functions that we want. The functions that we need can only be provided by Stove. I have no idea what this has to do. Oh, the Korean community, probably. So we'll try to get more players in other ways. Almost everyone in Korea has Naver ID, but not everyone has a Stove ID, so just get a Stove ID. If you really think about the user's experience, you should reopen Naver Cafe. I don't know how much it would cost you, but it's obvious that you need to open it up. Just use Google. I don't know anything about how Korea does their Stove Naver Cafe stuff. Okay. Background music, we concentrate on making background music too. We'll try our best to make fitting BGM for Guild Wars as well. I also wanted to say sorry for Q&A session we had for Festa. I want to say sorry for saying 15%. I thought that their Q&A session for the Festa was actually pretty good. They covered a ton of topics, and I thought that it was pretty solid. Like, okay, so you guys are 15% of the global market. Okay, you should know that. Like, that doesn't, just because that's like me being upset that Fake Grand Order goes, oh, you guys are like 5% of the of our market. Like, oh, okay. You know, if anything else, it just goes like, oh, well, you know, maybe if you guys did X, Y, and Z, you know, we'd spend more. I'm not mad that we're that much, and I can understand that, you know, companies are going to, like, you know, gravitate more towards the people that give them more money. But hey, bros, you're 15%, and not only did you get a Festa, but you got this Q&A session. Like, you're 15% of the, you know, of the revenue, and you're getting 100% of the events. So, I mean, maybe bring it down a notch. Yeah, I don't know, dudes. But ML summons 40p, pity, what the F. You're going to pay 12k to get Nat ML 5-star heroes. Makes no sense. 40p pity has to go. Put ML3s into normal summons. You pay people back who pulled ML3s before with Galaxy bookmarks. Make it so you get no dubs and ML summons. Split heroes and artifacts into summons. You said we need arties and heroes to play the game. You know what? We'll decide what to summon. Remove mystic summons. Make it summonable with normal bookmarks. Okay, so I don't disagree with you on the artifacts versus the servants. I agree, and especially in limited banners, because there's nothing I hate more than like triple S'ing a hero and then wanting the artifact and like not being able to get it. Like, you should be able to like have double pity or something along those lines, or just be like, hey, just take this hero out of the pool, thank you very much. I will roll just for this artifact, and everything else. That would be perf for me. Like I said, Mystic Summons are farmable. You don't have to do Mystic Summons. That's just how it is. It's something that lets you, throw your wallet in at the luck for Mystic Summons. I don't know. It's the same. It's literally the same thing as bookmarks for the most part. Like, if we go over here and it's like, okay, so what's my chances to pull Wilbet here? No, that's this one. Okay, so my chances to pull a 5-star are 1.24. Any non-Wilbet servant is where are you at? You're 8%. If I go down here to Mystic Summons, what's my chances? Oh, look, I could pull these at 0.6%. Literally almost the same chance as pulling Wilbet. Like 0.175% chance less. Like, yeah, that's literally almost the same thing. I don't know what to tell you, man. Do not know what to tell you on that one. Mystic Summons, I mean, it would be really nice if Mystic Summons counted towards our summoning mileage. Smilegate, you could change that. That would make me happy, because Mystic Summons not counting towards summoning mileage kind of feels pretty crappy, especially when you're buying Mystic packs and stuff like that. So yeah. But payback people who pulled ML3s before, like, get out of here, dude. ML3s are some of them are super good. Yeah, specialty change them in the future, make them even better. But like, yeah, this is literally a dumb argument. I don't know who asked this, but you're dumb. About ML summons, I've been telling you that we understand, we feel about the problem. We'll share your details by 7/31. Literally everybody's just like, Reeb, ML 5 stars, ML 5 stars, ML 5 stars. But like, bruh, yeah, you gotta get your head out of the sand. The ML 4 stars, C-Dom, C-Armin, arguably better than some of the ML 5 stars, which you just want a bunch of Specimen Says and Spectre Tenebras. Like, come on. Not everybody's going to get ML Ball and ML Aura. You're going to get Specimen Says, and then you're going to cry about Specimen Says, or you're going to be like, oh, Dark Corvus is garbage, until somebody shows you that Dark Corvus is not garbage. So yeah. But Hero plus Artifact summons before, we used to be 2 stars plus 3, 4, and 5-star heroes. Didn't like the monsters, so our alternative was artifacts. Can't tell you anything about it right now. About Mystics, we'll give you a proposal about new summons in the future, maybe by 7/31. If not, we'll tell you the date again. So it's good that they're talking about Mystics, I guess, but again, I think that some of you guys are being a little bit overbearing with some of this. Question, we're customers. If you want to keep the system, you should drop the hope to get our trust back. Drop the hope to get our trust back. Also balance Nerf Nat ML 5 stars. For contents, autos for hunts. I mean, we literally can't auto hunts. Unequipped costs, remove it. Pass. I mean, you got to have some small... Like, I mean, definitely reduce it, but like, if you could just literally move gear around willy-nilly, I feel like that is, there's got to be something. I think that if they implemented a thing where you could put like 2 gear sets on somebody, or like if it's used on like a PvP set, allow it to be used on a PvE set somewhere else, that would be good. I could see that, because like one of the things that I hate is having to pay to move gear onto a PvP character when I'm PvEing or something like that. So it's kind of lame. But yeah. So let's see. Half of Molagora cost. They've already reduced Molagora cost, man. Like, come on, chill out. Make it so you could buy Molas with Stigma. I mean, maybe put like 1 extra a week in. I could see that with Stigma. That would be fine. MLR plus at heroes are too strong in the game. Just like what you said, we really want to nerf and balance the game, but if we do that, I think we're showing lack of responsibility. We'll first try to balance it out, and if it doesn't work, we'll nerf them. You can't nerf them, actually, because depending on how global it is, certain countries have laws that absolutely allow you to not nerf something, because I mean, realistically, if you nerfed my triple S Dizzy, then you would need to give me a refund because I spent that money to get this character the way that it is. You can buff it, sure, fine, I will take buffs, but if you nerf a nat ML 5-star that somebody paid for, if you nerf a triple S character that somebody paid for, well, then that is really, really crappy. So a lot of times you have to bring other characters up to where the nat ML 5-stars are to counter them or something along those lines, but they will never like nerf like high-end characters. They nerfed Falconeer, Quarry, and Elson 3-stars. Those are pretty easy to get. Plus, Elson was a free connection servant. So if anybody complained about that, they'd be like, look, you literally get this for nothing. We'll literally just give you this. But like a 5-star, they're not going to nerf nat ML 5-stars ever. So just stop asking for that. But let's see, it doesn't work, we'll nerf them. Anything you said afterwards, we'll talk about it and try to resolve it by the 1-year anniversary. Answer, maybe we'll consider about using Stigma for auto repeat. I would be okay with that. Those things consist functionally of pets, so we'll tell you later on. Yeah, I mean, they've literally talked about pets and like the auto repeat, auto opening chests, stuff like that. So it's like people just need to hold their horses. You nerf 2-stars so much that they can't compare it with 3 to 5-stars. Well, duh, 2-stars aren't meant to be literally used in the game. Like, how that's stupid. You nerfed Scorpion and took away Phantasma. You sold package. You changed morale so you can't run the whole maze. You took away Assassin Collie from buff list. Says Wind Rider was glitched, but it was so good in Arena you nerfed it. Even when you sold it in Mystic Summons, you changed the description of skill, and sometimes you change the skill effect for your taste. You haven't given us any details about the future. They've given us so many details about the future. How, like, seriously, do you guys not read dev notes, like, at all? Are you guys, like, seriously? Do you know the main theme of episode 2? You don't know. Okay, trust and harmony. You took that away from us. Did you know that you can have up to 30 people in a guild and you can only place 28 in your guild war? We're starting regular season and you didn't change it. You made the system so that we have to place the weakest person in the castle. Usually you need to put the strongest guy in the castle. Are you aware of this contents? 2-star nerf, of course, dude. We have artifacts and heroes in the gacha system. We wanted you to raise your heroes you pull from the gacha more than the monsters, so we nerfed it. Good. These shouldn't have been using it in the first place, other than just to try to flex on people on the internet. Phantasma, let's see. If you used it, you should have known that it was a glitch because they don't sit in the lobby or has no walking animation. They had a detonation skill, which could have ruined the game, so we had to change it quick. Phantasma removed from shop. The reason why we took it out is because we wanted you to use Stigma, so we took it away from Ancient Shop, Coin Shop, and put it in the Stigma shop. So yeah, you can literally build it with Stigma. Like, you're gonna use Ancient Coins for Phantasmas, dude? Like, come on, really? Like, you're gonna use Ancient Coins for like Hell Mode raid entries and like charms to level up your gear? Like, I would never use Ancient Coins to get a dog. Like, I have so much Stigma overflowing that I would much rather do that. Like, just literally any day of the week, I would take that over buying it with Ancient Coins. Like, that's just a really stupid argument. Sorry, but sorry, not sorry. Why did you add the Phantasma package? Like, well, fucking why not? Mega Phantasma is easy to get, so I added upper level Phantasmas in the package. We didn't know removing them from the shop would make you mad, which it shouldn't have. Morale minus 50 system. We know that playing a maze would stress you out. It takes a lot of time, so we brought the change. Reason why making gift cost 2 to 4 in a raid dungeon. We're trying our best to make new content. I think it was a fail on our side. Oh, yeah, because otherwise, like, you're not, I don't know. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. You can only get one, like, once a week anyways. So, chill. Question mark, overlord sound? I don't know. Okay. Assassin Collie, the reason why we removed her from the buff list was because we needed more time to think about it. Because everybody complained about her buff being a nerf. Literally, as soon as that came out, everyone was like, this is a nerf, not a buff. Don't ever change it. You know, so that's why they took her off of there. Like, are you guys not even cognizant of your own community? Wind Rider says, Wind Rider has been here for 8 months, and I know you were well aware of one of the glitch. We had to fix it. When we see a skill glitch, if it doesn't match the description, we see it as a glitch. But when we see an ambiguous thing, we do whatever we want to do. Question, you're not going to bring back Wind Rider? No. We're aware that Wind Rider is not going to we are aware that Wind Rider is not going to threat the current meta. So we talked about it, but this might affect things in the future. Says is going to get a recall. I don't really get that. Like, okay, so you invested in Says to take advantage of a glitch on one artifact. That would be like them changing the Luluka artifact and me being so upset that I invested into Oxlots and wanting a refund on that. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, no. Like, I knew what I was getting into. Like, I literally pulled it because I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of this, boys. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if you're really that salty about one character, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Wind Rider works phenomenal on Baiken, works great on Karen. Anybody who takes 2 turns, yeah, the second turn is literally just going to be super busted because you're going to kill. If you can kill somebody on the first turn, guess what? Boom. Wind Rider extra on the second turn. Easy freaking clap, boys. Guild members, 30 members. I know why they did that and made it 28 because, yeah, you don't always have people that want to be in Guild Wars. Some people got to take breaks. Some people, you know, have other stuff to do. Maybe some people aren't really that beastly geared and you just don't want to put them in there because they're going to just be easy fodder. Yeah, pretty simple, man. If you want everybody in your guild to be in Guild Wars, just have it 28 people. I don't know what to tell you, man. About placing the weakest person in the castle, we already internally talked about how we have to give out more points for taking down the castle. So your stuff literally loses HP regardless, and you would want to put your best people in the towers now because, I mean, if they lose against that tower, yeah, the tower goes down, but if they lose against that tower, I mean, they're gonna still not get as much havoc. So, I mean, it's still literally worth it now that they've changed it to put that in there. Question, why did you put Artifact and Hero into the gacha? Literally already talked about that. Why can't you skip the skill cutscenes? Literally, they're some of the best ones in the game. If you're really that worried about the, like, 10-second cutscenes, go play Fate Grand Order and get back to me. Are you saying you don't give a crap about the user experience? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, just literally whoever asked this, just do me a favor and just stop playing this game. Like, literally the user experience in this game, phenomenal compared to other games. Like, how dumb are you? Like, you're just so mad. Breaking news, hose mad. We used to have cutscenes like 15 seconds just like other games, but we wanted the game to look beautiful. We already worked it out and made the skill cutscenes to be short. They look super good. Yeah. We talked about it and we tried it, but it looks so bad. Maybe we could talk about skip tickets for a dungeon. We can't. Are you saying blah, blah, blah? Do you think the game can recover? You lost revenue, you lost users. What is your reason? What is the reason you didn't communicate with the users? You said you will work things out and I will keep my eye on you. Oh, I'm sure they're super worried about this guy. I only see this conference as a political issue. I think when this gets resolved, you'll start to not communicate with us again. They communicate so much more than other games. Like, seriously. We'll take care of the community more. They used the word control, but I used take care instead, as I think that's what he meant. I mean, control the community more. I don't like, these guys are super outliers. How are you going to take care of people's accounts getting logged into from another region? that is a concern, like completely legit. I know that all right, where are we at? Yeah, you get it. That's something they can take away too. The enemy, I understand that the enemy's combat power is more than mine. I understand it. But yeah, I mean that really isn't my problem. You know, I log in with Google, wasn't really a problem. Um, I know many of you have different opinions. I'm more concerned about security and the game. Who is in charge of this whole thing? I don't know who is, but all of you are just saying sorry. I want someone to take responsibility, but I don't see anyone doing that. Who's in charge of Untitled? You, if there was a security problem, I thought you would shut down the server and fix it and put up the server again, but you didn't. I'm pretty sure that that was a stove error, not a Unititled error or the servers. Because, I mean, if you were on Facebook or Google, you weren't affected by it. How long would it take you to prevent this to happen? Give us an exact date. You can stop this Cheeto-matic so that if you do fail to do so, give us a promise. Like, if you can't do it, you give out a full refund. Again, this full refund BS. Get the fuck out of here, dude. They're literally not going to do that. Like, you guys are so it's not a server issue. It was literally like a stove error, so a stove issue where they could just log in with your stove account. Yeah. KHS, I think I'm the most reasonable person about this whole issue, but I don't think I can give the date about this whole thing. We'll discuss it about it internally and let you guys know. Cool. Communication and trust. I think you guys have no idea about these. You have a different perspective than the users. You talked about Mulgoras. It takes 14 weeks to fully enhance your skills for Nat 5 heroes. You said you'll reduce Mulgora costs, but it's probably going to be something like 10 or 20%. You said you'll put in a pity ML. Those people who got lucky will be scared. Whales might come back with packs of ML Nat 5s. Exactly. We're going to hire more people who have experience in E7. ML pity is 40. Random ML and Nat 5. You called an Epic creator and told him to say good things about Epic 7. You also called Tenha at 10 p.m. and said you will find him. I doubt that actually happened. Pixar, it didn't happen, dude. Do you know how scared he got? Okay. He said if he goes missing, he asked his viewers to call the police. Literally, this never happened. No company did that. Like, that is a 100% lie, because they absolutely would know that this dude would go literally tell that. Like, I do not believe that that happened. I think that you are a absolute liar. Just literally doing it for clicks, because the dude literally makes money off of all of that. You made top 3 content creators in Korea to quit the game. What do you think about this? Sucks, man. Like, if you don't want to keep playing the game, then don't play the game. You get stuff for being an Epic content creator. At no point do they owe you anything. You get what you got. And yeah. That's pretty much my stance and feels on that. If they call and say, hey, like, you know, say good things about this, you don't have to. You can literally be like, no, I don't have any good things to say about this. Sucks. So, but I'm sorry, we already let the Epic creators that we would go. We went because we got the permission to go. I want to say sorry to the Epic creators. I think I'm just going to have to take the fact that they have quit the game. I say sorry to the creators. Realistically, content creators are going to go somewhere else. Just how it is, man. Most people are doing this for money. If you say that content creators are really doing it for, the love of the game, yes, some of them are. But if they are willing to just, like, pony up and cash out, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I hate about Fate Grand Order, and I still play it, and I still make content for it because I think that it can do better. I think that Epic 7 is just doing just fine. There's some things that can be changed, but yeah. Again, literally never happened that a company would call a content creator and be like, we're gonna get you. I would literally bet money on that it never happened. So there you go. Important things. Says recall 3-star character Molagora refund. Actually didn't see that anywhere in there. ML pity summon, and we'll have some answers by the 31st. Overall, I think a lot of people are blowing a lot of this out of proportion. You guys are blowing this out of proportion. This game is very good about communication. Dev notes are great. I love the fact that they literally tell us why they're doing what they're doing, especially in terms of balance and stuff like that. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm gonna disagree with a lot of that stuff. If you have literal proof that Smilegate called you at 10 p.m., I will take back my words. But if anybody thinks that Tenha is not doing this for his own gain, and is just a voice for the people, and you literally just went from 0 to 100, like you were an epic content creator, talking about how great the game was, and then literally the next day you're like, this game is garbage, shut the servers down. That's my stance on it. I think the game's fine. I think a lot of people want everything now, and I think there's a lot of people that roll gacha and don't understand what gacha is. You're not entitled to 5 stars. I don't have a lot of Nat 5 stars, and I spend a ton of money on this game. Am I salty? No, because I understand what gacha is. I don't know. This game is literally killing it in the global market, and I think that the game got too popular too fast and really drummed up a lot of hate. I want to see Smilegate come to North America for the first anniversary for North America. For global, and have an event there. Smilegate come to Anime NYC. I think that one falls in line and is big enough for you to be there. But that's my weight on all of this controversy, all of the Q&A. I think that, if Korea wants to quit, just quit. If you don't like the game, then just quit. If you don't like the PR and their PR is actually bad, then, tell them about it. But I think that the PR is just fine, realistically. And that's coming from somebody who really cares a lot about PR and, public communication with games. If you think that the game is trying to make money, guess what? That's what companies do. If you think Cygames isn't trying to make money, got something to tell you, but they are. They might be a little bit more forgiving and lenient with stuff, but at the same time, you literally have to grind Grand Blue forever. That's your life now. And yeah. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sure people are gonna downvote this and be like, you suck, but this is just my opinion on it, and I am on the other side of the fence. I think some of the things that you guys want, some of the things people want are okay. Some of it needs to be tweaked, but this Q&A session sounded like a bunch of people who don't understand how business or gacha games work, and want literally everything now, and they would finish it and then they would be unhappy with what they got because they're not Legend 1 free to play. That's my closing thoughts. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.